Welcome back to HPG. My guest is longtime Farrington head coach Randall Okimoto. And Randall, obviously a good first month of the season for you guys. Some big games coming up. What's been the key to your success so far, if you were to pinpoint one thing?
Well, we are heavy with seniors on our team. So senior leadership and also community leadership. So everybody's just supporting. That will be the number one key to our success this season.
Obviously, one of the strengths would seem to be your offensive line. You guys have been running the ball really well. What's the key to getting those guys to stay on blocks? Did you foresee them having this kind of success when you got together back at the beginning of fall camp?
Well, it's been the offensive line, the tight end, and our backs. They've been with each other for so long, and they've been starting from their sophomore years until now. And so that helps. That always helps. And because they've known each other and been playing with each other for that long, I think that's been the key to our success in our running game.
Well, 11 years ago when you took over, the spread offense was just coming into vogue, and those were the teams that were considered hard to prepare for because you didn't see it every week. Now you're one of the few downhill teams in the OIA, it seems. And does that make you harder to prepare for, the fact that you're a power team in a league that has a lot of spread teams?
Well, I mean, yes, like anything else, if you don't see it a lot, it is harder to prepare for. But both types of offenses has its disadvantages and advantages. Like for us, you got to be physical. Injuries play a key role in running our offense. Staying healthy is a key role. And so, I would think it may be difficult, but it's also difficult preparing against a spread team as well.
Who's been your most consistent player, would you say, on offense so far in 2012?
Most consistent player, who would be our offensive line? It's hard to pick one or two of them. The group, these guys work as units. They work as groups. So it's hard to pick one or two guys. But because they've been with each other for so long and they've worked hard in the off season, you can see it on the field. And for example, with Tyler Tamua being in, and if he comes out, Abraham Silva will come in, and we wouldn't miss a beat, and vice versa. Same thing with our fullbacks, with Jackie Anakalea and TJ Utai. We don't miss a beat with either one of them, so that really helps. And then Mason Samisi on the offensive line. He's been a sub since we lost our right guard or left guard, Mitchell Boyd, to injury in the St. Louis game. He's been filling in, so a lot of these guys, they really have been working with each other, and they back each other up, so to speak. Yeah.
And who's a player on the offense that maybe we're not familiar with, who's ready for a breakout game, hopefully this week when you go to play Kailua?
Well, we have a young quarterback. His name is Montana Liana. He's a sophomore, and he's been very poised. A lot of people have been complimenting his play because of his youth, but he doesn't let that stop him. That's not something that he thinks about, and we don't as well. But he works so hard, so we hope he has a good game, because he worked so hard from January to now to get to this point, to earn the right to be the starter. We brought him up from the JV, and we just wish him well because of the work he put in. And he's also a good student. I mean, his grade checks has been 4.0 grade checks, and so that's something we love to see, student athletes.
Your defense has also performed very well so far. What group within that defense, be it your secondary, your linebackers, your interior, what's been the best so far, you think?
Well, it's hard to pinpoint the best group. I mean, we have leaders in each position, like Isaiah Tavai is the leader of the linebackers. You got Manley Williams, you got Roger Boyd, Setefano Lavatai in the backfield. On the defensive line, we got Reno Sangapolu and Braden Fihoko, who return. But Nolan Esroma and Motu Hemuli has been filling in real well for the seniors that we lost last year. And so, again, they've been working well as a group, as a unit. It's always hard to pinpoint a few players, but we're very happy with that.
And the playoffs are just around the corner. I know you just play them one game at a time. It's Kailua this week, but obviously special teams are always a huge aspect in the playoffs and in every game. How would you rate your special teams so far? Do you feel like you're at 100% in that regard?
Well, we improved a little, I think, on our extra point and hit a few field goals, I think. But it's hard to say. we don't do terribly bad in special teams, but there's always room for improvement. We stress it during practice, and we emphasize it a lot. And so we just hope that we play well in all phases of the game when the time is right, and that's in the playoffs.
Well, Kailua is the opponent this weekend. From what you know of them and what you know of your own personnel, what part of your game above all others has to really be on to have a chance to win on Friday night?
Well, we need to contain their quarterback. He's a 4-year starter, Kahaku, and he's a good player, strong arm. Also need to contain their running back, Jaron Young. Shifty, talented, he can run the ball well. And Kailua always has had big linemen on the offensive and defensive line. So it's not going to be an easy game for us at all. And so we need to be ready to play. It's just like how we were ready to play for Kahuku or any other team that we play. And we got to be on our toes.